So hello, and welcome to my first official, unofficial cosplay tutorial. Unfortunately, we're not starting from scratch on anything. This is more of just an update on something that a lot of you have already seen. If you'll recall, my Midnight Sparkle costume has these gigantic wings. Here's one of them, but it's currently in a couple of pieces. So let's reposition this real quick so you can actually see what we're doing. So, those of you who have seen it more recently will know that this joint where the wing kind of connects has been a little weird because it was only connected with a very thin nail. But now what I'm going to do is use this bolt and hopefully a corresponding nut with it to try and make it a bit more sturdy so that it won't fall apart like it did before. So what I'm doing now, because I don't have a drill, is trying to make these holes in the PVC. Let's see if we can get you a little bit closer so you can see what's happening. Whoop. Unfortunately, I only have my computer camera, which is not very good, but we're gonna work with what we have. So if you can see that tiny, itsy bitsy little hole there, my goal right now is to make that big enough for that bolt right there to get through and be able to rotate freely. This is important because if it doesn't rotate, then my wings can't actually move. Actually, sorry, that was the wrong hole. There's one here. That other tiny hole was actually the first time we tried to get it to move, and there was not enough leverage with that, so it actually was impossible to pull the little bands that actually open up the wings. So, again, since I'm cheap and do not have a drill, I'm gonna use this itsy bitsy little screwdriver to try and dig out some of the PVC from that hole. It worked for the bigger one, but that's still pretty tight in there, which is actually a good thing, because I don't want it rotating here, I just want this piece to be able to rotate around it. So, this will be fun. I'm gonna try to just kind of carve out some of this PVC from this hole to make it big enough so that it can rotate around the bolt comfortably without getting stuck. Now, the first time I did this, I did have a drill. It was not my drill, it was a friend of mine's drill, but he is in class at the moment, so I don't want to bother him for his power tools. And we actually didn't have any drill bits, which is a terrible, terrible idea when all you're trying to drill is holes, so we actually used the same size nails that were the joint rotation before to drill these holes, and it was just a disaster. But it ended up working out, at least for the time being. Let's see how that's doing. I'm actually just going to take another bolt of the same size and see how it fits in there, so I don't end up messing up the one that's already placed there. Alright, that actually is pretty dang good. So as you can see, let's see if you can see, this hole size enables the bolt to go in pretty easily, and this can also rotate around it without any problem. It might look like it's having problems, it's just because I'm at a weird angle and I'm weak, so I can't pick it up. Well, I can pick it up, don't judge me, I'm sorry. Alright, so now we get to a little bit of a tricky bit because I have to do the other side, so I can either try to get at a weird angle or flip the whole thing over. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the whole thing over, but this is gonna be annoying because this thing is huge, and we get to see the size of it when I do this. Okay. It's also in two pieces right now, but they're attached via fabric, so I can't just flip one over and then flip the other over without it being weird. So we're just gonna let it be weird and see what happens. So let's flip this bit over. And now we're kind of twisted, and I flip the big half over. Oh jeez. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Nothing broke. Everything's okay. Now that we've gotten the one side done, we have to do both of those things on this side again. Now, one you guys didn't see was when I got the bolt wedged into this bigger piece of PVC here. Now this is kind of tight. As I said before, that's a good thing, because I don't want this rotating. The only issue is I'm going to have to screw this in the whole way, and it's going to be kind of tight to get through, and I also have to line it up with the holes from this piece. But I'm going to start with the smaller piece, because frankly it's easier to carve away the PVC than it is in the bigger one, because it's thinner. And let's tuck this here, pull this on out, make sure we're at the right hole. Yep. And then start carving away. Alright, I'm gonna get a bolt and we'll see how we're doing. This is the right size. Alright, it can rotate a little bit. It's still a little tight, so I'm gonna keep going a little bit bigger. Oops. And here's the wire, actually, if you're interested. This is the wire that opens the wings. It's connected to this carabiner all the way down here. This is the part that goes into the harness. And then just pull on that little carabiner, and this wire pulls this into an upright position. So this one actually is going to be a bit tricky because when we were just using the nail, we had to make sure it was very secure because it was just a shitty little wire nail, but pretty much epoxied this hole shut. So I might have to go in from the other side, which is going to be a bit difficult because there's also epoxy on the other side. Let's see what we can do. So what I'm going to do here, the same way I did to actually get the nail out because it was also epoxy in there. I'm going to use these like sharp little plier things. I don't know what they're actually called, but I call them my sharp grabbers, or my pointy grabbers, because they're kind of sharp. And I can grab stuff with them. I'm going to try to get as much of this epoxy off here as possible. Now if it looks like I'm struggling, it's because I am. I don't know if I'm going to get you guys to see in there, but this is the hole. It's also covered in epoxy, but if I can get some of that off of there, I might be able to start going in from that side instead of trying going from the outside. But it does not seem super likely, because this is a very difficult angle to get. Let me see if I can just go ahead and unscrew this bolt. Kinda doing something that a drill could do way easier. Over here. Not really making a hole here. I'm gonna go back to the pointy grabbers. In case any of you ever thought I actually knew what I was doing when I'm making costumes, I really don't. It's all just kind of this sort of improvisation until something works. The best part about this is that once I'm done with this one, I get to do it to the other one as well. That side has been exposed, the hole on this side has been exposed, I can try to make it a little bit bigger. see that. Yeah, that's actually bigger than I need it to be. So here we go. This is the exciting part. Because now we actually have to start putting things together. So we need to line these holes up. This hole here and this hole here. Not a big deal. Take this bolt, make sure it goes through every hole. The biggest problem here is to get to go through that first hole that I dug, because that is the tightest one. And I might need a screwdriver for that. Oh jeez, doesn't want to line up right now. Okay, here we go. It's very, very important that these line up. This is kind of what holds the entire thing together. Alright, let's cover this back up for aesthetic purposes. These guys in order. Okay, here's the wing. It's down position. Let's see if we can get it to open up. My hour. A little tight. Oh, look at that. It does work. Neat. So all that's left to do for this one, at least I hope. There's all the bag bolts. It's not the right one. So I put this on top of it. Use the small ones. Oh, there. Okay. Get a nut. And then go ahead and twist that onto there. And those should be secure and good to go. But it works perfectly. Check that shit out. That's my wing when it's open. And we're gonna bring it back down and close it. Now you can see this on the floor, and you can see me holding it, but let me actually get into the frame so you can see how big they are relative to me. It usually sits about here. So I'm gonna come back down so you can see a bit better. Oh my gosh, okay. So that's about how big one wing is. And I can go ahead and open. I can't open it when I'm holding it though because I need hands to support it. But yeah, we have officially fixed the joint of this one wing. So thank you guys for joining me on this experimental adventure. And I'm glad it worked out the first time because I did not have a plan B. That actually happens a lot. I don't have plan Bs and I just kind of have to improvise. But that's kind of how cosplaying works. You come up with an idea and hopefully you can do it. Ugh. And if not, you try to find another way. It's trial and error. Let's set this down. So thank you again for joining me on my first little cosplay video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing this because this is something I like to do. If you'd like to see more of this, let me know. If you think it was dumb, don't let me know, because that would be mean. And if you want to see the full thing come together, then come to BronyCon this year and hit me up. I'll see you guys later.